Hello, everyone. Whoops, my hand
Hi.
disappears in my background. Um, Welcome to SoulSpace podcast number 54. Yay.
Yay.
Today
Been
we're,
over a year, guys. Whoop, whoop.
yeah, so good. Today we're going to talk about the magical way of getting out of negativity. And, we have a little bit of, I don't know, negativity going on, or fluctuation going on, at least in the United States right now. And it's always hard to, shouldn't be hard, but a lot of times it is hard to stay on a positive note as much as you can when you have negative people around you, or you work with negative people, or they're just in your family or in your town or whatever it is. So we're going to give you a little exercise out of the book, The Magic, and how to stay in a better vibe all day long. So yeah, the book, The Magic,
Yes.
is so awesome.
So good. And I was thinking about when thinking about this topic,
Mhm.
it's really easy to get into a complaining mode.
Right.
All of us kind of get into that mode sometimes where we find ourselves complaining about a lot of things and this and that and the other thing, or someone around us starts complaining and we want to add to it and collude with them. It's a very like natural thing that we do as humans, is wanting to um belong. We want to collude. We want to have that things in common. And so we find ourselves in that complaining mode, and sometimes it's hard to get out of it, and sometimes it's hard not to do it. And that's one thing. If you want to stay like very stable in your vibration and stable in the way that you feel, it's important to have these tools to help you get out of that negative space, or even stay out of it. And part of this it's day 7 in the magic, and part of this is a challenge to help you also have a whole day where you stay out of negativity. So we're excited to share this one with you. We haven't shared it yet today. So
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. So do you want to start out and read the little clip in the book
yeah.
and
So
discuss it? Awesome.
yes. So I'll start, and then chime in, Tracy, if there's something that you really want to add as we go along as well, of course.
Sounds good.
All right. So if you have the book, The Magic, which if you're following us at all, you should. If you don't, that's okay. I'll read it for you. But we are on page 77. Yeah, just get it. It was like what, like $10 on Amazon? Come on, you got $10. Let's do it. So we're on D7, the magical way out of negativity, which who doesn't love that title, right? I'm on page 77 if you're following along in your book. Pause it, get your book. Quote, a thankful person is thankful under all circumstances, end quote. Baha'u'llah, 1817 to 1892, Persian founder of the Baha'i faith. And I might not be pronouncing that correctly. I try.
I think, yeah, Baha'i
Baha'i.
is how I've
Yeah.
heard it.
Okay. I'm not Persian, so I apologize to anybody who is. All right. Whether it's a relationship in turmoil, financial pressure, a lack of health, or problems on a job, negative situations arise because of a lack of gratitude over a long period of time. If we are not grateful for each thing in our lives, we are unintentionally taking those things for granted. Taking things for granted is a major cause of negativity, because when we take things for granted, we are not giving thanks in return, and we stop the magic happening in our life. Just as giving thanks to others will always lead to our life magically increasing, so must taking things for granted lead to our life decreasing.
Mm.
I really love that because it's all about balance. It's about the balance of the give and take. And also, we talk about a lot with the law of attraction, the law of resonance, and things. What you put out is what you're getting back. And
Mm.
so I think it's really important to think about, are you giving thanks? Are you appreciating the things that are in your life? Are you putting that out there? And so it's a good question to ask.
Yeah.
Are you grateful for your health when it's good? Or do you only notice your health when your body gets sick or hurts?
Mm.
Are you grateful for your job every day? Or do you only value your job when you hear there will be cutbacks? Are you grateful for your pay or salary every single time you receive it? Or do you take your pay or salary for granted? Are you grateful for your loved ones when everything is running smoothly? Or do you only talk to others about your loved ones when there are problems? Are you grateful when your car is working well? Or do you only think of your car when it breaks down? Are you grateful to be alive each day? Or do you take your life for granted? Taking things for granted results in complaining, negative thoughts, and words. So, when you complain, by the law of attraction, you must bring more things into your life to complain about.
Yeah.
If you're complaining, do you want to add anything in there, Tracy?
Just, yeah, that's so, so true. And when you start to pay attention to that, to what's going on around us and what happens when you go down that emotional scale and how it just takes a deep dive really quick. If you're joining into somebody else's negative activity or, talk, um, it's amazing how fast it can just go when you're feeling in the dumps all of a sudden, but if you know how to catch that right away, change the subject, change the vibe of the conversation, you can also go up really fast, and get out of that. Yeah.
Absolutely. And we have whole podcasts on pivoting. If you
Right.
guys have any questions about how to do that,
Yeah.
look up some of our other podcasts. They're going to be helpful for you, but this is also going to be a really fun thing for you to do also. So
Yeah.
pay attention.
Yeah.
All right. If you're complaining about the weather, the traffic, your boss, your spouse, your family, a friend, a stranger, waiting in lines, bills, the economy, the cost of something, or the service of a company, you are not being grateful. And you're pushing your dream life further away with every complaint. Now you understand that complaining, negative thoughts and words, and taking things for granted stops the good things in your life. Now you understand that when something goes very wrong, you have unintentionally not been grateful enough. It's impossible to be negative when you're grateful. It's impossible to criticize and blame when you're grateful. It's impossible to feel sad or have any negative feeling when you're grateful. And the best news is that if you have any negative situations in your life currently, it won't take a long period of time to transform them with gratitude. The negative situations will disappear in a puff of smoke, just like magic. And I really like that section where she talks about if you're grateful, you can't be the other things.
Right.
And it's so true because you can only feel one thing at a time. And so if you spend enough time in that feeling of gratitude, you do a practice of gratitude that starts in the momentum in that direction rather than the momentum that you maybe were going in with the complaints. And you, like we said, you can't feel two things at one time. So which one are you choosing in that moment? Because you can always choose a different one if it's not the direction you want to be going in.
Yeah. Yeah. So true. One of my favorite things to do with gratitude is to write down 10 things before you go to bed. And then you're always in that gratitude when you go to sleep. And then in turn, you wake up in the same emotional state. So good to do that. Yeah. Well, just
Yeah.
one little tip on staying in gratitude. Mhm.
Absolutely. Yeah. Doing that when you're going to bed or doing that when you wake up or both. I
Yeah.
mean, staying in that momentum is such a beautiful thing and it can help you throughout your entire day. And if you do it at night, you sleep really well.
Yeah. You sure
Which
do.
who doesn't love that?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what we need to heal. Yeah.
Yes. Lots of sleep. All right. So, first, as difficult as it may be, you have to look for things to be grateful for in the negative situation. No matter how bad things are, you can always find something to be grateful for, especially when you know that your gratitude will magically transform every negative circumstance. Walt Disney, who knew about the true magic of life, showed us how to do this in the movie Pollyanna. Disney's 1960s movie Pollyanna featured, quote, the glad game, which had a profound effect on me when I was a child. I played the glad game featured in the movie throughout my childhood and adolescence. To play the glad game, you look for as many things you can to be glad about, especially in a negative situation. Finding things to be glad about or finding things to be grateful for in a negative situation can make the solutions appear. Walt Disney demonstrated the magical power of gratitude in Pollyanna, and thousands of years earlier, Buddha demonstrated the way to use the same magical power when he said, and I quote, "Let us rise up and be thankful. For if we didn't learn a lot today, at least we learned a little. And if we didn't learn a little, at least we didn't get sick. And if we got sick, at least we didn't die. So let us all be thankful."
Mhm.
Gautama Buddha, circa 563 BC to 483 BC, founder of Buddhism. Let Buddha's words be your inspiration. And today, take one problem or negative situation in your life that you want to resolve and look for 10 things to be grateful for. I know it can be challenging to begin this practice, but Buddha is showing you the way to do it. Make a written list of 10 things on your computer or in your gratitude journal, or as I do on your phone. And it gives a couple of examples. Um, so, as an example, your problem might be that you're out of work. And despite your best efforts, you're still unemployed. To magically turn the situation around, you have to do a concentrated practice of gratitude on the situation. Here are some examples of what you might say. And it's helpful to have examples because then it can kind of give you an idea. So if you have an issue or a problem, something that you are wanting to resolve itself or to have a solution to, these can kind of give you some ideas of what you could write if you're struggling, especially doing the first couple. Sometimes when you're focused on the problem and not the solution, can be kind of hard. So here's some examples for you. Number one, I am so grateful to have had more time with my family during this period. Number two, I'm grateful that my life is in a lot better order because of the spare time I've had. Number three, I am grateful that I've had a job most of my life and that I am experienced. Number four, I am truly grateful that this is the first time I've been unemployed. Number five, I'm grateful that there are jobs out there and more new jobs are appearing each day. Number six, I am grateful for all the things I've learned in applying for jobs and in going for interviews. Number seven, I am grateful that I have had my health and that I can work. Number eight, I'm grateful for my family's encouragement and support. Number nine, I'm grateful for the rest I've had because I needed it. Number 10, I'm grateful that through losing my job, I've realized how much having a job means to me. I've never realized that until now.
So good. And when you're doing those, you don't have to have big things to be grateful for. Sometimes it's just, I'm grateful to have clean water to drink every day, or I'm grateful that I have an awesome shower in my house, or I have running water so I can wash my dishes, whatever that is. It can just be little things that to some people are big things, but for us,
Yeah.
we maybe take it for granted. Or I'm just thankful for a good cup of coffee in the morning. Whatever it is, you can think of 10 things easy, no matter what kind of mood you're in. You can always get yourself on a roll with just some little things. I'm grateful I have these nice sandals to wear outside today, or I have these warm fuzzy socks, or whatever it is. Just think about it, and you'll find stuff easily, and pretty soon you'll just be on a roll, and you can be thankful for it all.
Right. And, in this practice, it's particularly asking you to find things in the situation that
Yeah,
you can be grateful for. But what you're saying, Tracy, I really like because if you're having trouble finding something in the situation, start with things that you have that you know that you are grateful for, even if they're little things. And then maybe move yourself into finding those things in the situation that you can appreciate and be grateful for. And so that can kind of help you segue yourself into it if you're having a real struggle bus moment trying to find things in your current situation that aren't that are things that you're grateful for.
right.
That's a struggle.
Yeah, yeah. So true, and so easy to do once you get going. just wherever you can.
Get
And
the momentum going and then maybe get on the subject.
yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
Sometimes it can be hard when you're not used to it, not used to and not knowing what to do. How can I get myself out of this mood or out of this, yucky space? Just start little, take the baby steps, and you'll get there easily, and pretty soon you'll be in the flow again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sometimes it just takes a little bit of time, a little bit of effort. And, thinking of things to be grateful for, it doesn't really take a lot of effort. It doesn't take a lot of time. Taking the time to write them down or type them up real quick, or even make yourself a voice note. That
yeah,
works too. I mean, that way, like you say it and then it's done and boom, you
yeah.
have everything right there.
Excuse me. Mm-hmm.
So you have options and it's easy and you can even just think them
Yeah,
if you don't want to write anything down or do any of the note thing. Just think them. That works too.
yeah,
You just need to get yourself moving and going. So don't let any barriers get in your way of that. Just do it.
right.
That's what's really important about these practices is just like, okay, releasing all the things of perfection and just doing it. Because once you start doing it, then the ease comes.
Yeah.
So, all right. So I'm going to continue here. As a result of the unemployed person's gratitude, they will attract different circumstances, and their current situation must and will magically change. Power of gratitude is greater than any negative situation, and there are unlimited ways that the negative situation can change. All you have to do is practice gratitude and watch the magic take place. And there's another example on relationships. I don't think we necessarily need to go through two examples. I think one is kind of enough to kind of get you going and get an idea of
Yeah.
what types of things you can write. If you have questions on that, please feel free to message us. We'll help give you ideas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
Or
good.
get us on a call.
Right.
We know this stuff inside out. We've done it a few times. So.
Yeah. A few.
A
Yeah.
few.
And it's so good. And there's so many different ways to help you get out of that cycle that sometimes you get stuck in. We don't have to stay there. We don't have to wait for things around us to change. It's you have the power to change them yourself. So
Mhm.
know that you have the power to do that, and it's your right, and you are worthy to be able to feel as happy as you want to be, happy as you can be. So just gratitude is the place to start.
Right. And knowing that you have the power to start changing things, knowing that it's your choice and you can start now.
Yeah,
What are you going to say to that? You
right.
know,
Yeah, well, no,
what are you going to say to that?
yeah. Yeah, so good.
I know what I said to that.
Yeah,
I know what I said to that. And I said, all right, sign me up. Let's go.
yeah,
And, has completely changed my life in all the ways,
yeah,
you know. So we are suggesting these things and showing you guys and exposing you to this information because it's helped us so much in
right.
our lives and it's helped our clients' lives and everyone around us. And the thing is, as you pick yourself up, as you lift up your vibration through these practices, what's outside of you starts to reflect back to you again.
Mm,
So as you create peace and gratitude and fun and appreciation and love in your inner world, that starts to come back to you in the outer world. And it's amazing once you start seeing that change happening. People treat you differently. They're smiling at you. You have easy customer service when you call places. It's uncanny once you start changing how you feel on the inside and what you're putting out vibrationally through these practices, how your circumstances really begin to change. You watch for those small things at the beginning, you'll notice them. And once you start noticing them, you'll be odd because it'll be another thing and another thing and another thing and another thing and another thing. And you'll be like, wow, all of a sudden everything's different. Why is it so much easier? Why are people being so nice to me all of a sudden? It's really cool. So we want you to have that fun experience.
yeah, yeah. It is so cool. And at first it might feel like a duck out of water or fish out of water, whatever. Um, but and then pretty soon you feel like that's normal to be upbeat and to feel good and to look at the things that are helping you be happy, and you're not you're not focusing on that negative anymore. And that's where we want to get you. That's where we want you to be, because it's such a happier, better place to live.
Oh yeah, I'm a reformed cynic.
Yeah,
100%.
me too.
And you would never know it now that either of us were that way,
Yeah,
you know? And so it's amazing how transformative these types of practices can be for you and everything in your life and your relationships and the people around you, and how happy you are, because you deserve to enjoy your life.
right.
And so,
Yeah,
here's one more thing to help you do it.
yeah. And it's such a ripple effect. When you do it for yourself, it's going to help everyone around you. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
mhm.
All right. So I'll continue with this, and then we'll just keep adding. Well, we're trying not to go on too much today because we can talk. If you guys haven't noticed, we can talk. All right. Remember, you can tell your gratitude is working by the way that you feel. You should feel a lot better about the situation after practicing gratitude. The first evidence of gratitude's magical power working is your feelings lifting. So, when you feel better about it, you know the situation will improve and the solutions will appear. The answer to any negative situation you want to resolve is to focus concentrated gratitude on it until you feel better inside. Then you will see the magic work its wonder in the outside world. Now, in making your written list, make sure you list each of the 10 things you're grateful for in the following way: I am so grateful for blank, or I am truly grateful for blank. And finish the sentence with what you're grateful for. You can also use Walt Disney's way of gratitude's magical power if you find it easier. I am so glad that blank. So there's a couple ways to do it, and use wording that feels good to you. And then you finish the sentence with what you're glad about. Once you've listed 10 things that you're grateful for, finish the magical way out of negativity practice by writing, thank you, thank you, thank you for the perfect resolution.
Mm, so good.
Oh, I love that. It feels good even to say it.
Yeah.
If you listen to me say it, you say it in your head, thank you for the perfect resolution. It feels like relief, like it's coming. You feel that. It's
Mhm.
beautiful
Yeah.
because
And
it is.
saying out it out loud makes a huge difference. We talk inside of our head all the time, all day long. But if you speak some of those words out loud, they really can transform a situation and transform how you're feeling inside. I was working with a client yesterday, and it happened to her. She was talking through some things, and she's like, wow, I just noticed when I say that out loud how much different it is from me saying it in my head all the time. And it was a total aha moment that was so cool. And so pay attention to that with yourself, say some of the things out loud, whether good or bad, because you're going to notice, oh, that's what I'm saying to myself. That's not good. No wonder I feel
Yeah.
like crap. But if you're living in the gratitude and saying thank you in your head about things, and just start doing it out loud, and you'll notice how fast the good comes to you. It's an amazing transformation when you do it. Yeah.
Love that. I
So good.
love that. Yeah, saying things out loud, there's a lot of power in that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And saying things in the current tense is another piece
Yeah.
that sometimes people miss. A lot of times gratitude practices can be really like things that have happened in the past. I'm grateful for this, this, and this. But
Hmm.
you and I are really big proponents of appreciation in the moment. And
Yeah.
so if you can bring your gratitude, your appreciation practice into the now, I
Yeah.
appreciate this now. I'm grateful for this that I have now.
Yeah.
Those things are really powerful too, because now is this moment. You're not thinking about the past, you're thinking about right now. This is what I'm appreciating. This is what I'm grateful for. And that's really powerful too. So to say those things out loud, it's like, we're just adding layer upon layer upon layer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hear your own words. I mean, amazing. Hear yourself be positive. That's kind of
Right.
for some people that's gotta feel weird, but also kind of amazing at the
Yeah.
same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so here's the second part of this practice. Here's the challenge for you, for me, for all of us. And just for today, see if you can get through one day without saying anything negative. It may be a challenge, but if you can make it through one day, but see if you can make it through one day. There's an important reason to do this because most of us have no idea how much we speak negatively, but you'll have an idea after watching your words for a day. Remember that negativity and complaint bring more of those things. And if you're aware of what you're saying, you can stop and decide if you want the consequences of what you're about to say. There is a magic lifeline you can use if you notice yourself thinking or saying something negative. Stop immediately and say, but I have to say that I'm really grateful for blank. So it's
Yeah.
about catching yourself in that moment. I'm about to complain, or I'm halfway through a sentence of complaining. Ooh,
But yeah, or however,
this
it
is really great, or this is something that I'm
was
really
it.
grateful for. This is something I appreciate. Yeah, that's a pivot right there. Exactly.
Yeah.
A really good one. It's catching yourself is so important. And it's something that I do all the time, something Tracy does all the time, something we teach. And it's something that's really useful, especially if you find you're in a complaining session with somebody else, you can catch yourself and go, oh, how many things did I just say that are negative? Oh my gosh. Okay, well, let's turn this around.
Yeah.
What I'm grateful for. And a lot of times, I do this with other people. So I'm having a conversation with somebody, let's say at my desk.
Mm-hmm.
People come to me with problems or come to me with questions, or they come to me with everything, right? Complaints, whatever. And so they'll be talking about something, and I'll go, yeah, I really understand that, or that's really something we need to address, or whatever it is, it's always a situation. And then I go, but this has really been improved. Like this thing over here has been awesome. Or, I'm really glad that we have air conditioning now. That feels really good. It's not 85 degrees in here. They're like, yeah, you're
Right.
right. I
Yeah.
like that too. You
Yeah.
know? And so you get them starting to collude with you in your gratefulness rather than you colluding with them in their complaints.
Yeah.
And that's a really fun pivot too. And people don't even notice it
Yeah.
most
It,
of the time.
it's really cool when you can do that without um them noticing, and pretty soon they're laughing and joking and walk away happy.
Yeah. And
And they
pretty
don't
soon,
know what happened.
right. And pretty soon they're doing it too.
Yeah.
So like if let's say you start to complain, people start to reflect back to you. You're like, what you're saying is true, but this person did this amazing thing today. And you're like, oh, really? So it's like, it's funny because the more you do it, the more people start doing it back to you too.
Right.
So you guys never really get into that big complaining circle again. It's kind of fun.
It is fun. Yeah.
All right. So in this piece, we're saying, uh, here's your magic lifeline. If you can use it to notice yourself thinking or saying something negative, right? We're stopping immediately and saying, but I have to say that I'm really grateful for, I really appreciate, etc. And finish the sentence with something or anything that you're grateful for. Take this magic lifeline with you and grab hold of it whenever you need it. And if any little problem or situation appears in the future, remember to put out the embers with gratitude before it grows into a fire. At the same time, you will ignite the magic in your life.
So good. Yeah. Yeah.
I
So
love it.
forward, let's practice that gratitude and think about 10 things that are good in your life or that are good about your situation, and switch that around when you catch yourself in that negative Nelly state. Right?
Exactly. Yeah, let's change the energy of our problems into the energies of solutions. And
Yeah.
let's allow ourselves to be grateful for what we do have and appreciate that and bring more of that into our lives and even bigger things into our lives that maybe we've been blocking with our negativity. And, like we said, as you improve your vibration, you start to feel better and better. It lifts up the people around you, it improves relationships. You start noticing the other things in your life start to be lifted up too. So, give this a try. Try
Yeah.
having a whole day without any negativity and see what happens and see what that brings into your life.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fun experiment if you try it.
It's so good. Yeah. And we want to hear your stories.
Yeah.
We want to hear how you turned your day around when you were in the dumps and or if something happened that didn't feel good, How did you turn that around and make yourself feel better? Because you're never a victim. You always are 100% responsible for what's going on in your life, and you're the one that can change it at any time. So go ahead and do it.
Right. You're a powerful creator. So start acting like it.
Yeah.
Make that choice to make today better than yesterday was,
Yeah.
and to make the next moment better than the one before it was, and start that momentum forward.
Yeah.
Start a new story, start a new chapter.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's do her one day without negativity and see what happens.
So, yeah. Awesome. Carissa, where can we find you on the interwebs?
You can find me on Facebook at Light of Hope Healing, and you can find us collectively on Facebook at Our Soul Space. And then also, of course, we're on YouTube, Soul Space Podcast, which you are listening to right now.
Right where
And
you
then I have, yeah. And then I have a Square site, which is light-of-hope-healing.square.site. So Light of Hope Healing with a bunch of dashes between it, .square.site. And what about you, Tracy? Where can we find you?
I have a website, inspiredsignals.com, and all my links to all my social media stuff is there, and my favorite things. So just go there and check it out, and then you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Inspired Signals. So we're happy you were here with us today, and we'll have something fun and exciting for you again next week.
All right. See you next week, guys.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.
Have a good one.